Attention passionate Chicago, BARS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago BARS FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you know that the landscape in the NFC North is shifting, and it's happening faster than anyone predicted. The big story that's been making waves recently involves Trey Lance, a player who's been on a roller coaster ride since entering the league. And now, well, he's at the center of a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the division, particularly for the Chicago Bears. It's one of those stories that, once you dig into it, you realize how much it could influence the Bears' plans for the upcoming season and even beyond. So, let's break down what's going on, why it matters so much, and what this could mean for the Bears. First, a quick refresher for those who might not be fully caught up. Trey Lance, the young quarterback who was drafted by the San Francisco 49ers in 2021, has been kind of stuck in a tough spot. After his initial promise, injuries and inconsistency kept him from really establishing himself as a reliable starter. But over the last year, things have been looking up for Lance, especially after he signed with the Los Angeles Chargers on a one-year deal during free agency. Now, the Chargers have clearly been planning to see if he can develop further and maybe challenge Justin Herbert for the starting spot in the future. But the most interesting part, his debut as the starter in the upcoming Hall of Fame game against the Detroit Lions, is giving everyone a glimpse of his potential. It's a big deal because, even though it's just preseason, it's a stage where players can showcase their growth, and Lance's performance could alter how teams view him heading into the season and the trade deadline. And here's where it gets really intriguing for the Bears. As the Chargers prepare for the season and watch Lance perform in that game, rumors are swirling about whether they might consider trading him. Why? Well, despite the fact that they have Justin Herbert as their franchise quarterback, they also have Taylor Heinicke as a backup, which means they're not completely desperate for a backup QB. Trading Lance could free up some cap space, add depth elsewhere, or even bring in draft picks that the Chargers might find more valuable in the long run. But for the Bears, this is a golden opportunity to leap into the conversation. They need a more reliable backup behind Caleb Williams, who's still adjusting to the NFL, and Lance, with all his ups and downs, has shown flashes of that high upside that made him a top draft pick. Imagine what he could do under the new offensive scheme that head coach Ben Johnson is implementing, an offensive mind known for his creativity and explosiveness. The Bears' offensive scheme is evolving, and adding a quarterback like Lance, who has demonstrated the ability to make plays with his arm and his legs, could be exactly what they need to push the offense over the top. Now, let's talk about the timing and what it means. The NFL preseason is a crucial period for players like Lance, especially when they're trying to prove they belong in the league's elite. His performance against the Lions isn't just about preseason stats. It's about showing that he's progressed, that he can handle the pressure, and that he's capable of leading an NFL offense. If he impresses in that game, it could spike his trade value significantly. Teams looking for quarterback help, especially those in the NFC North, will be paying close attention. The Bears, with their current quarterback situation behind Caleb Williams, are definitely one of those teams. Right now, the backup depth behind Caleb is a bit shaky. Tyson Bagent is there, but he's still unproven and not exactly inspiring confidence as the immediate backup if Williams gets injured. That's where Lance could come in, offering a higher ceiling and more competition for the backup spot. You see, the Bears' current situation at quarterback is a bit of a puzzle. Caleb Williams has shown promise, but he still has to prove he can consistently perform at the NFL level. He's had some struggles early on, and the team needs a solid backup to ensure stability. Trading for Lance would give them that, but it would also send a message that they're serious about building a competitive roster. Plus, if Lance can adapt to Ben Johnson's offensive scheme, a scheme that emphasizes quick decision-making, creative play calling, and a balanced attack, he might unlock even more of his potential. Remember, Lance has already shown some impressive flashes, 163 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 276 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown, all in limited action. That kind of explosiveness and versatility could be exactly what the Bears need to push their offense into a higher. Now, let's consider the bigger picture. If Lance impresses during the preseason and the Chargers decide to trade him, it could be a win-win for the Bears. They'd be acquiring a quarterback with high upside, one they could develop further under their new coaching staff. And even if he only plays when games are out of reach, showing progress under Johnson's scheme could significantly raise his trade value heading into 2026. This isn't just about filling a backup role. It's about adding a player who, with the right coaching and opportunity, could be the franchise quarterback of the future. The Bears are clearly in a rebuilding phase, but they're also looking to make a splash, and acquiring a player like Lance, even temporarily, could accelerate their plans. And let's not forget the importance of the NFC North rivalries. The Lions, Packers, and Vikings are all eager to take the top spot this season, and a quarterback like Lance could become a wild card. If he gets a shot to start, or even just to show flashes of his talent, it could shake up the division standings. The Lions, in particular, will be watching closely. Lance's game against them is more than just a preseason outing, it's a statement. Can he handle the NFC North's physicality and intensity? If he can, that makes him an even more attractive trade target for the Bears, who want to bolster their roster for a potential playoff push. And speaking of the Bears, their offseason has been about retooling and setting the stage for a more competitive future. With new head coach Ben Johnson bringing his offensive philosophy to the team, the idea is to build a dynamic, unpredictable attack. Adding a quarterback like Lance, who has shown he can throw the ball well and make plays with his legs, fits perfectly into that vision. It's not just about filling a backup spot. It's about creating a quarterback room that's competitive, talented, and capable of stepping up when needed. The Bears want to avoid the kind of uncertainty that has plagued them in recent years at the position. Now, let's talk about the potential impact on the season. If Lance joins the Bears before the trade deadline or even earlier, he could serve as a catalyst for the offense, especially in situations where Caleb Williams needs a break or if he faces a tough matchup. Lance's ability to extend plays and make quick decisions could open up new options for the Bears' offensive coordinators. And if he shows enough progress, it might even prompt the Bears to consider making him the starter down the line, especially if Caleb Williams continues to struggle or gets injured. That kind of quarterback competition can elevate the entire team, pushing everyone to perform at their best. Now, thinking about the NFL landscape, it's rare to see a player like Lance, with his mix of athleticism and arm talent, available at this stage of his career. If the Chargers decide to trade him, it could set a precedent for other teams to be more aggressive in acquiring young, talented quarterbacks who haven't yet reached their full potential. For the Bears, this could be a golden opportunity to strike while the iron is hot. Since the NFL is such a quarterback-driven league, every upgrade at that position counts, and Trey Lance might just be the piece they need to vault into serious playoff contention. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Lance's journey has been marked by ups and downs, and whether he can truly thrive in a new environment remains to be seen. But the potential is undeniable, and the timing couldn't be better for the Bears to capitalize on this. Imagine a scenario where Lance comes in, impresses the coaching staff in training camp and preseason, and then pushes Caleb Williams for playing time. That kind of healthy competition could only benefit the team, making them stronger, more resilient, and more prepared for the battles ahead in the NFC North and the NFC as a whole. As fans, it's exciting to think about all the possibilities. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and this one involving Trey Lance and the Chicago Bears could be one of the most impactful stories of the year. It's a reminder that in football, things can change rapidly, and a single trade or performance can alter the entire course of a franchise's future. The Bears are looking to build something sustainable, something that can contend for championships, and acquiring a player like Lance could be a significant step in that direction. Whether or not the trade happens soon, it's clear that the NFL world is watching, and the Bears are right in the middle of this intriguing storyline. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Bears fans? Are you excited about the possibility of Trey Lance joining your team? Do you believe he has what it takes to succeed in Chicago under Ben Johnson's offensive system? Or do you think there are other options out there that the Bears should explore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We really want to hear your opinions because, after all, this is your team. The future of the Bears could be shaped by this very decision, and it's your passion and voice that make this community so special. Remember, this story is still unfolding, and I'll be right here bringing you all the latest updates, analysis, and insights. So stay tuned, because the NFL season is just around the corner, and for the Bears, this could be the beginning of something big. Thanks for joining me today, and as always, go Bears.